now because I guess I'm just trying my best because I don't think this thing gets, so we could try to see if we can at least get some of the audio through for the senior night.
I don't know what number she is. She in that crowd right there.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to senior night here at Robert C. Byrd High School. We've got a very special member of the Eagles here this evening, Francesca Alvaro. Francesca has been involved with softball for 13 years. She's being escorted tonight by her parents, Sam and Angela Alvaro. In the her accolades, she received first team All-County freshman and junior year, first team Big Ten her junior year, and second team All-State her junior and freshman year. In the future, Francesca plans to attend Robinson Brothers University to play softball and major in sports medicine. Thank you, Fran.
This is the lineups and all that. The national anthems, then we'll come in and start talking.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Here, welcome to Robert C. Byrd High School for tonight's softball matchup between the visiting Cougars from Lincoln High School and your homestanding Robert C. Byrd Flying Eagles. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do lineups here this evening. First for Lincoln, leading off at catcher, number 13, Cadence Lambert. Batting second, the pitcher, number 18, Delaney Holler. Batting third, shortstop, number 17, Alexis Williams. In center field, number 5, Emily Roby. At second base, number 7, Kara Strain. At first base, number 20, Alania Rice. In right field, number 11, Emily Brown. At third base, number 25, Lexi Owens. And in left field, number 19, Caitlin Shingleton. The Cougars are coached by Yancy Weaver and assisted by Dave Harbert and Chris Drain. And now, ladies and gentlemen, these are your Robert Seabird Flying Eagles. Leading off this evening is the pitcher, number 33, Fran Alvaro. Batting second is our second baseman, Alyssa Dunn. Batting third is catcher, number 14, Gina Alvaro. In left field, number 6, Hope Vernon. At first base, number 20, Avery Childers. And second base, number 8, Ava Jumpkins. At third base, number 23, Mackenzie Davis. In center field, number 10, Chloe McAvoy. And in right field, number 17, Isabella Brito. The Eagles are head coached by Mary Mayer and assisted by John Mayer and Sam Alvaro. And now, ladies and gentlemen, would you please rise and remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem.
Welcome, Robert C. Byrd sports fans, to a scintillating contest tonight between your Lady Eagles and the Cougars of Lincoln High School. My name's Stephen Kennedy with the legend Rabbit right beside me. Rabbit, what are you looking forward to this contest between sectional opponents?
Oh, right off the bat, you're pitching. That definitely sticks out. Both are premier pitchers in the state. It'll be a good hookup tonight.
Yep. I mean, Lincoln comes in with a 17-1 record, just won the Big Ten championship on Saturday, beating the Colts of Philip Barber 1-0. RCB, though, comes in with a record of 14-5. So, two top teams slugging it out. And like I said, with sectionals just around the corner, it's a good time to try to get your timing down, get everything ready for when it really matters, right?
Absolutely. It gives RCB a chance, another look at Delaney, and of course the same thing for them. They get a look at Fran as well. So, it makes for a pretty good contest tonight.
Actually, the one time they played this year was back on April 11th, and it says that it was at Lincoln, and the Cougars won that game 4-2. But so I expect another low-scoring, back-and-forth contest. What are your keys? I mean, Howler, we talked about before how what she does such a good job of is she doesn't walk anybody. Like 4 walks the entire season. So if you were telling the Eagles, how would you approach when you're going to the batter's box against something like that?
Well, we know you got to be aggressive because she's around the plate. Obviously, only walking 4, so you want to try to get on a pitch early. Small ball might be in order. Put the ball in play, make him make some plays.
Mm-hmm.
That you got to consider a little bit as well. So, like I say, it makes for an interesting matchup tonight.
Howler's ERA currently is a .81, and obviously that's just incredibly low. But Francesca, this is her senior night, it comes in, and she's one of the best pitchers in the area. She boasts a 1.49 ERA, and if you were Francesca, talking to Francesca, what would you say to what would you tell her about these Cougars, and how would you attack these Cougars when pitching?
Well, pretty much the way she has been. I mean, her, she stays ahead in the count is very important. Keeping ahead in the count makes a big difference. She throws a lot of strikes, and the key thing is who makes the least mistakes tonight. Oh
yes, it always comes down to mistakes, and and the other things when you talk about the batting side, even we talk about how good of a pitcher. Howler's also their best hitter. If you go by her OPS. Boasting an OPS of, let me just see here, 1596. So not only is she great on the bump, she definitely brings it when she comes to at bat at the plate too. So hopefully, but starting off here, we have Cadence Lambert, number 13 for the Cougars. So we'll see how she starts her off. Good strike right there. Seemed to be right on the corner. 0-1 count now. She showed the bunt there. Would you be doing that early?
Oh, I think so, because like I say, that they've faced Fran a couple times and really haven't hit her all that hard. And when you put that ball in play, a lot of things got to happen. One, someone's got to field it. Two, they got to throw it, and then someone's got to catch it. So
yep, there's a lot of things that could go wrong, I guess. So we put it in play. So the second one was high, ball 1, and that one looked like a bit high and off to outside for ball 2. So 2-1 count here for Lambert. And that's a little high too, and that will be 3-1. So what would you say to Alvaro here with this type of a count, a 3-1 count?
Oh, she knows to bow her neck and come back with a strike here.
Mm-hmm.
Try to even it up here, get it a full count, and then go from there.
Yep. Pitches in, and there it's right there. Obviously, I don't know if the Lincoln told him to take there just in case, but Fran was going to make her have to hit it. So now full count. Would you come back with another strike, or see if you can get her to chase on here?
No, I think I go with strike.
Yep.
There it is.
And there it is. Strike them out. That's 1 down. That's what. So 1 down here in the top of the first. Way to battle back there from a 3-1 count to get the strikeout. That will be her 213th of the season. First one today. So that one's low, ball 1. And like I said, Howler, who's got the best average and the best slugging, obviously you got to be careful with her, I would say.
Absolutely. Hitting over 500, that's pretty impressive in itself. And
there we go. Got the first one low, but the second one right across the plate. Got it by.
The key is if you're going to pitch to her, you want to get ahead in the count, because you get behind the count on a good hitter, you make a good hitter a great hitter.
Yeah. There. Speaking of which, that one's to the gap there, as the Eagles will get it and bring it in. She's digging for second, and she will get in there, and it will be a double for Howler. Just nice stroke. We'll see if we can get a replay here on that.
Next up for the Cougars, Alexis Williams.
I guess I got a little late, but what nice swing there, and looked like it was a little high, but she was able to go get it.
It was up, but she did a good job getting the hands up, get on top of it, and hit a pretty good shot there in the gap.
So that's first one is outside there to Williams. So that's seeing these girls have these wristbands. I mean, kind of interesting that because when when I was younger, when it came to whether it was baseball or softball, didn't have the wristbands. I guess that must be something that is more relatively new.
Well, it comes out it's actually a system, never miss a sign.
Yep.
And what it does, it's a numbering system in which the coach calls out or something. He wants a particular batter to do a certain thing. Never repeat those numbers.
Yep.
So it's a pretty good system.
Yep.
Getting signs, sometimes coaches are a little lazy and go right to their signs, and consequently sometimes they're easily picked up. Everybody in the ballpark knows what they're going to do. So.
Yep. Well, Fran was 3-0, but got the strike there to get back into the count. Now 3-1 as that's fouled back by Alyssa Williams, number 17. And also there was a pass ball there, so Howler is now at third. So if you're Williams, you're just looking to just give this a ride, right? Make sure to get at least one here, because even a fly out probably gets you that.
Yeah, try to just get it in play. Put it in play and see what happens there.
Yeah. Because even if you hit it on the ground, especially to the right side, it'd be really hard. Probably, I'll be honest with you, Berg will probably take the out at first and just
almost definitely
concede.
You can't give up outs.
You can't give up outs in that case, yeah. So
early in the ball game, you hope to.
Yeah.
You'd like to think you're going to get a run or two. So
yeah. I guess you can say if you don't score a run, you didn't really deserve to win that day, right?
Exactly.
So
yeah, you got to win. You got to have a run to score. Win.
You can't win without runs, right?
Can't win with a zero.
Yep. So and to be fair though, Lincoln, when they won the Big Ten championship, it was a 1-0 contest. So they scratched one across, and Howler was able to make that stand up. So right now it's still full count here on Williams, as Williams has done a great job battling back and keeping this at bat.
Definitely a good quality at bat, what we'd call that. It's over 6 pitches thrown to her.
Yeah. And now here comes another payoff pitch, and that is high, and that will be a walk for. And now we have runners on the corners. Oh, she's going to second.
Yeah. Oh, should have thrown it.
Yeah, I was say because I think.
Don't give it to them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I understand the thought there was a lot of times people do that because the idea is you throw it to second, then the person from third can run. But I don't know. There, I feel like she went a little too early, and if Fran could just whip that to him. Now, the idea, though, is I guess she would be told probably what to stop.
I would think so.
If it looks like they have the ball, you stop, you run back, you just get in a rundown, and then that way Howler can at least score.
Right. We'll try to, yeah.
Try to score.
I think I'd have made him try to score there, though.
Yeah.
You don't give him too much. Too easy, too early.
So the cleanup here, Emily Roby comes up to bat as she's in a good situation with runners at second and third, one out. And now we're at count 1-1 now as Alvaro is trying to battle out of this inning. I mean, this would be huge if Alvaro could find a way to get out of this inning without giving up any runs.
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah.
Only one down.
Yep.
This young lady's job's to...
Two people in scoring position. Nice pitch right there on the outside as Roby thought that was going to be a ball. She pulled back, and great job by Alvaro to get it right over the plate there. And good job by Gina to frame that well for that ball gets through. And they're going to concede the run but get the runner at third. So that's a smart play there early in the game. Like you said, if you don't score any runs, you're not going to win anyway. So you got to concede that you're probably going to give up a run when it's one out. So, but good at bat though for Roby. Anytime you get an RBI, especially in a game where you have two pitchers like this, that's a good at bat. So now it's 2 down, 1-0 now. The Cougars.
Yeah, it was a heads-up play by Alyssa.
Yeah.
There, she saw the runner break in front of her, and smart move to get a third, get you out there.
Yep. Yeah, that was well done. That goes to third, and it'll go across the diamond, easy out there. And that will end the inning with the Cougars with 1 hit, 1 walk, and 1 run. And we'll go to the bottom of the first, 1-0 Lincoln. You're watching the Robert C. Byrd Streaming Network. And we're back at the bottom of the first as Alvaro will step in here. So like I said earlier, we talked about the keys to to beating somebody like Haller, which is you come in every pitch. I know some people always do like the take till you get a strike, but someone like this, you can't do that. If she throws you a strike right off the bat, you can turn on it. You turn on it. You don't wait.
Yeah, you got to be aggressive, I think, against a good pitcher like this. Ooh.
And that was called a strike on the outside there. Really good pitch.
Yeah, both these pitchers hit their spots real well.
Yeah.
It's not like usually wherever the catcher's got their glove, that's where they're going to be.
Yep. As this is the last home game. As that's popped up there, and that is over the shoulder. Nice catch there by number 7, Drain, as she will make the out there, and that's one down for the.
Next up, the Eagles, Alyssa Dunn.
For the Cougars, and so Dunn will step in here. Alyssa Dunn's batting 190 on the year as she steps into the plate.
It's a little deceptive, too. I mean, she's had a little better year than that. She's had a lot of good hits, but right at people.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes you just feel like you're snake bitten.
Yes, and she's definitely one that's been snake bit a little bit. And when it comes to the hitting side of it, she's had some real good shots, but like I said, made some good plays.
Well, I mean, her on base percentage is actually 288, so that's so that means she's good about and she tries to bunt her way on there, but that's off, and so it's an 0-2 count as the Eagles are here. As Dunn tried to lay one down and see if she could beat it out. Maybe thought because her slugging percentage is her on base plus slugging is 598, so she's given a few a ride during this year. As that one is outside. Tried to get her to chase. Good job by Dunn there to let that one go. Obviously 0-2, that's a good count to try to do that to see if you can get them to go.
Oh, definitely. You really don't want to throw too good a pitch on 0-2. You could work the corners real well.
Yeah.
Even throw a waste pitch or two.
Yeah. And that's tipped.
Foul
tip. She stays in it, so still 1-2. Good job staying in that there. Just got every time you can see more pitches, that's good. As Haller appears in. And the pitch. And she got her to chase on that one. Strike 3, and that is the second out of the inning. And the Eagles are down to as the first two batters go down. I mean, Howard did a good job of working that count, and then when she was able, when Dunn had to really protect the plate, she was able to get her a chase there. As here comes Gina Alvaro, she will come to the plate. Haller outside, ball 1. Good job, Gina, leaving that out there. Probably the first 1-0 count the RCB's had today. So.
Yeah, pretty good stick here. She's probably one of the leading hitters for.
Yep. Oh yeah, she comes in with a 526 batting average, which is the highest on the team. And he's gonna call that strike on the corner there. Both pitchers have seemed to do a good job working that outside corner, and the ump is definitely calling that strike. So I'd keep doing it if I were them.
Yes, sir, that's for sure.
And got her with a bit of, looks like a changeup there.
A changeup, yep.
Yeah. Just took a little bit off of it, and Alvaro was a little ahead of it. So 1-2 the count. 1-0. Cougars here in the bottom of the first inning. Gina Alvaro's up here trying to see if she can battle back into this at-bat and get on base. Become the first base runner for RCB today.
Ooh.
And she got her looking there. Strike 3, second strikeout of the inning, and that will end the inning for the for RCB. No hits, no walks, no runs, and we'll go to the second. Cougars 1, RCB 0. You're watching the Robert C. Byrd Streaming Network. And we're back as we're in the top of the second. RCB trails 1-0 to the Cougars. Cougars in the first inning had Howler hit a double to the gap, which then off of a pass ball, then a walk and a steal by the Cougars was able to set them up on an fielder's choice to get the one run, and that's where we find ourselves now. So, got in some trouble, but, in the first inning, but Alvaro did a good job of minimizing the damage. So what would you tell her now after that inning?
Just keep working hard, keep your head in the count. That's the key, like I say, keeping ahead in the count. Makes a big difference there to the batters.
Yep. As number 20, Rice is at bat, as she is a lefty, so that's always probably a little bit different for, pitchers have to pitch to lefties. 1-1 now the count. If you were talking to somebody, a right-handed pitcher pitching to a left-hander, what would you tell them on how to handle that for the most part?
Pretty much just like, you want to go after her rise ball, be a good pitch, her curve, break it into the left-hander, be pretty effective as well. So there's not a whole lot of differences. Fact is, you got to watch sometimes from the left side, the slap hitter or the drag bunt. But other than that, pretty much single right after. Yeah,
so Rice fouls that one off, so it's 1-2 the count. So good count for Alvaro. We'll see what she does. There it is. She did a nice job working the outside of the plate, and that will be another strikeout for Alvaro, and that will get us one down. That was a good job, Alvaro, working that count and getting the strikeout there.
Yes, most definitely. She did a nice job, put the ball on the outside, made her chase one, and that's what she did.
So Emily Brown will step in, as this is the 7 hitter in the lineup, and good job working. Like I said, that pitch on the outside corner against talk about right-handed batters has been called pretty consistently by the umpire there. So you definitely want to, like you said, keep working it if they're going to call it.
Right. Sometimes you have to adjust to the umpires a little bit. Sometimes, as long as the key about umpiring, as long as they're consistent.
Yep. And so she swung and missed that one, so 0-2 count, and then good one there to try to see if she can get her the chase there with an 0-2 count. No need to give her anything to hit. And so 1-2's the count. And she gets that one up, and it goes to center field. Great catch by the center fielder, and that will give us a second out this inning, as RCB defense there helping Alvaro out. Got her to got her to get underneath the rise ball there, and that's
Lexi Owen.
and anytime you get underneath a rise ball, it's just going to go straight up.
Yep. Yeah, it's a good pitch, that rise ball.
As Alvaro will peer in as number 25, Lexi Owens, steps the bat. The one thing about Lincoln that's kind of interesting, I don't know, but they only have 12 players on their entire team. So, you have the 9 obviously play and only 3 subs on their entire roster. So, but all of them can hit. All of them, they're all very fundamentally sound. And obviously you don't get to 17-1 without being just knowing how to do all the things properly and correctly.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, last year he had like 11 or 12 players in it, got a couple hurt, and got down to toward the end of the season, he only had 9 to choose from. So, you look on the bench, there's nobody there.
So that's
a tough situation.
I'm going to say that's the downside, is that you worry about, obviously, if there's any injuries. I believe that it's now that's a strike there. That one's high. So as that's 2-2. a 2-2 count. Sorry, we did the thing out there was it's a 2-2 count now and nice job right there. Framed it right on the corner. Strike 3, and that will end the top of the second. No runs, no hits, no walks, and we go to the bottom second. Still 1-0 Cougars. You're watching the Robert C. Byrd Streaming Network. And we're back. Bottom of the second, 1-0 Cougars here. Hope Vernon coming up to bat. As Rabbit, you were talking about, how important it is to try to get to some of these pitchers early during the break. Could you talk about that to the audience?
Yes, yeah. If you could get them early, before they get loosened up and before they kind of get in that groove, and then find where those umpires are calling certain pitches strikes. Makes them that much more difficult later in the innings. So we always, say if we could get to them early, you're in pretty good shape. Yep.
So bottom of the second, as we went 1-2-3 in the top of the first, and that one, nice hit by Hope, but good job by the right fielder there to come out there and to get that. But that she was able to get some nice job getting it cross field, just couldn't quite get it down. Got a little too far under it.
Got just a little bit too far under it. Yeah, she caught that about the middle of the bat, and much better results would have occurred. But still, got the bat on the ball.
Yeah, I say, just get the bat on the ball, and maybe she drops it. Maybe she, the sun's out there. You get the sun in your eyes. Anytime you do that, things could happen. Hopefully, she can find that again. That's on the outside. That will be called a strike on the outside corner there, as number 20. Avery Childers steps in the bat. Obviously, not only a good day for softball, but a good day for Wasps because they're everywhere right here. So 0-1 the count. And then she hits a laser. Good thing there was a net there. Somebody might have.
Somebody would have wore one.
Wore one, so that's why it's there. That's why the athletic department puts in the big money for that, for safety. Safety of the crowd, most important thing. So 0-2 the count, 1 down as Childers. That was good, though, that she, obviously she just got there a little late, and it just couldn't turn on it and keep in the field of play. And there's called ball on the outside there, 1-2. That was close there, but that was a good job by Childers to lay off that one.
Might see a change up here.
Mm-hmm. Yep. She's got the signal. She's looking down at her wristband. And there's a nice shot there. Base hit, first one of the game, and that's how you start one. Great job there by Childers, really staying in there, especially to get that on a 1-2 count, because obviously, Howler had the advantage in the count and still was able to. We talk about how good she is about, not walking people, but the downside is if you're always working the plate, that means those shots are there.
Right. Sometimes, I can remember some pitchers being that good. Sometimes you have to throw a ball.
Yeah.
You don't want to throw too many strikes.
Yeah.
And it's not so bad to throw a ball once on an occasion.
Yeah. As number 8, Ava Junkins comes to bat, as she's batting currently .228 on the season with an on-base percentage of .353. So
she's turned it up a notch here toward the latter part of the season, starting to stroke the ball pretty good.
That's good. Like we talked about, if there's a time to get hot, it's now, because is it next week that's sectionals?
Yes.
I believe. Yes. So
Tuesday, I believe.
It's when sectionals start, and we talked about the disappointment for I guess all the teams because the top 3 teams of the section you could argue are 3 of the top teams in Double-A, I'd say, in softball. I mean, RCB, Lincoln, and Philip Barber, I'd argue those are 3 of the 10 best teams in the state, and they're all in the same section. So, it's going to be a war, and this is a good chance to try to get ready for that next week.
All the more reason to argue for the changing of the state tournament to 8 teams instead of 4.
Oh yeah, I can understand that. Yes.
You get something similar to basketball.
Yeah. Right. Hey, sports are better when more kids can be involved, and so I think adding teams is good. As a good pitch there by Haller, and she gets Junkins looking, and that will be the second out of the inning. As now it's 2 down. So at number 23. Davis is up to bat as she will peer in there. The main thing is, obviously Childers is going on contact here. So if you can get something in the gap here, maybe Childers can even score, from first if you get something good.
That's exactly right. That's, with 2 down, you used to look back. You got to go forward.
Yep. As soon as that comes off the bat, you just run.
Exactly, and then see what happens.
Yep. You just run the second and then figure out and then you look over at your coach, and she tells you what to do from that point.
That's for sure.
Yep.
And hopefully she's waving that arm and bringing her home.
Yep. So 0-1 the count after that fouled off the first pitch, and then she chases that one outside and misses, and so that's strike 2. So 0-2 the count. It's 1-0 Cougars, bottom of the second. RCB was able to get a hit by Childers, but RCB trying to see if they can get a little something going, a little rally, a 2-out rally. As Haller throws another one, and she's able to get that one by, and that will end the inning as we will go to the top of the third, still 1-0 Cougars. You're watching the Robert C. Byrd Streaming Network. And we're back as the score is 1-0 Cougars, top of 3 as somebody's coming to bat, as Katie Shingleton. Sorry, just the PA has a little bit of a reverb right now, a little static, but that's okay. It sounded like Coach Alvaro was talking about something. It seemed to be because Howler's really working that outside the plate. So I guess what would you tell your players if someone's really working the outside of the plate against them?
Well, pretty much like he said, move up in the box, get closer to the plate, make her bring the ball inside to you, so you can get the bat on the ball and go to the opposite field with that outside pitch.
Yeah.
You don't want to try to. It's too difficult to try to pull it. You got to go with it, try to get good contact.
Yep.
A lot of good things because when a right-hander hit the ball to the right side of the field, that ball's going to be working away from that right fielder.
And that's first pitch is a ball. As this is Shingleton is the 9-hitter, so this is the last one before we go back to the top of the lineup here for the Cougars. As the difference of the game is Howler scored at the strike there. Nice job breezing that one by her. Howler gets the one as she gets got a double in the first, and then the Cougars were able to work her around to get her to score, and that has been the difference so far. As a 1-1 count here for Shingleton, as here comes, and there's another great pitch by Alvaro right there in that spot, and that'll give her an advantage here. 1-2. So you're thinking throwing. Would you think waste the pitch here to see if you can get her to chase?
Get something, see if she'll chase it.
Yep. As that goes outside, and now it's a 2-2 count.
Now come back.
Yep. As Alvaro will peer in there, and she will, and that is fouled off by Shingleton. So with no outs, 2-2 count, 1-0, and we'll see what she comes back with here. What would you think about calling here in this situation?
Well, most likely it's probably going to be something outside.
Little low there, ball 3. So it is a full count here on Shingleton. So big pitch here because obviously the chances of scoring, I think I read somewhere it's like 65 or 70% more likely you'll score if you get your lead-on runner on than if you don't. And that was a great job by Shingleton to take it to right field. Good job getting it in by the Eagles, but that will give a leadoff single for the Cougars, and that's what you want from your 9-hitter, just to get on base so you can turn the lineup over for your for the top of the lineup.
Absolutely, that's very important for number 8, 9 hitters to try to turn that lineup over. Obviously, the more you could get your 1, 2, 3s up to bat, the more likely of getting runs.
So there must be. Is there something going on with? Okay.
No, just getting the ball.
Just getting the ball. It just looked like they were having a conversation. Didn't know if there was something afoot, but I guess not. But yeah, great job by Shingleton. So we go back to the top of the lineup as Lambert, who struck out in the first inning. So she'll be coming back. So if you're a Lambert, what would you be trying to do this time after striking out the first time?
Probably be looking at putting the ball down and getting it in play. A bunt here would be a.
Bunt wouldn't be a bad idea because even if you don't get yourself on, hopefully that at least moves Shingleton to scoring position, and then.
Well, that's the key, is to get that runner to second.
Yep.
And maybe third if the defense don't cover third. She might just keep right on going from second to third.
Yeah. So
sometimes you get teams napping a little bit.
Yep. So 2-0 now the count as Lambert will take this, and she hits it up. It's popped up there, and it is caught in foul territory, but that's a big out there to get that infield fly, and that will get one out. And so now, and so Shingleton will stay at first. So obviously, great job for the Eagles there to get that out without letting the runner advance.
Of course, if that runner moves her up to second and Howler's coming up, I guarantee be putting her on first base. You know,
Yep.
first base open. So
Yep.
that's probably why they didn't attempt to bunt there.
Yeah, that might be that might be the thought, is that, you know, with Haller coming up, you know, RCB's probably not gonna pitch to Haller if they have an open base. That's
exactly.
a good point.
Yeah, you put her down to first and take your chances with the next couple batters.
So 1-1 is the count. So as it was a great first pitch by Alvaro, was able to get by him. That one looked like it was a little low, and that will make it a 2-1 count. So if you're Alvaro, do you just try to work the outside and see if you can get her to chase and hope?
Yeah, you try not to let her get her arms extended.
All right. As good job getting the lead runner there. As RCB, though, good job there to get the fielder's choice, and anytime obviously you can get Howler into a fielder's choice, that's a good job there. So now RCB 2 outs, top of the third, and Howler at first, but you know, great job by the RCB defense there.
Yeah, you don't want to let her get her arms extended. She gets the bat.
Yeah. Nice job going to right field there but the right fielder, number 17, Frito, did a great job of staying in front of it. She's actually done good job staying in front of 2 to minimize the damage off of right field hits. So she's done a good job there. So Williams does a good job going to right field, and now it's first and second, 2 outs. So obviously, if you're the Eagles, you're just easiest base here, right? Wherever the easiest base is, that's where you go.
Yep.
As Roby's here, and that is hit hard, but fortunately for the Eagles, foul. As the other 2 hits have been to right field, but obviously that was being pulled.
Yeah.
So good job. Obviously, the Cougars coaching staff's done a good job of teaching them how to go with those pitches to right field, because that's obviously not, you know, most people want to pull. If you ever,
right.
You know, so you have to be taught how to wait a little bit and to take it out there.
Well, they know she's working the outside corner too. That's, you know, you want to.
Yeah.
You're going to be working the outside corner. You got to get to the plate a little bit, take it the ball to the outside.
Yep. As there's a ball there, so the count is 1-1. Is RCB making sure to keep the Cougars from getting too big of a lead here to possibly steal. Obviously, you don't want to try to give up a double steal and let them both get in the scoring position. That's popped up. Childers is out in foul territory. She'll make the catch, and RCB will get out of that jam with no outs, 2 hits, but no walks, but most importantly, no runs as we go to the bottom of the third. 1-0 Cougars. You're watching the Robert C. Byrd Streaming Network. And we're back as the score is 1-0 Cougars, bottom of the first, as RCB was able to get out of was able to strand a couple of runners last inning, because against Haller, if you give up many more runs than this, it's probably going to be hard. It's going to be hard enough to get 1 or 2. You really have to keep them. If you want any chance of win, I think you got to keep them right at where you're at with 1 right now, I think, if you're RCB.
Yeah, runs are a premium, that's for sure.
Yeah. As here comes hit to the right side there, and it gets through, and that's why we talk about getting in just get it on in the field, and then she did a good job putting the ball in play. and gets bobbled a bit, and you've got a leadoff hitter as Chloe McAvoy gets on there, as the 8 hitter gets on. We talk about 8-9. If you can, especially if Isabella Prito, if she can find a way to get on, you really have something going into the top of the lineup.
Definitely turn that lineup over. Get your 1 through 4s back up.
Yep. It looks like that, and I think this makes a lot of sense, especially in a 1-0 game. If there's any way that you can get that runner to second here and give up the out, and then so you could have runner at second with the top of your lineup coming up with only 1 out, that would be a good situation for the Eagles.
Huge, yes, huge, for him to do that.
So 0-1's the count. She's showing bunt. And unfortunately, she could not get that one in play, and that will be fouled off as Prito will try to. So now 0-2. Obviously, now if she bunts again, she fouls it off. It's a strikeout. So do you keep bunting, or do you you start telling her to swing away?
No, I think you swing away. You cut your swing down a little bit. Just get the bat on the ball.
Yep.
Try to make something happen.
Yep. All right. So 0-2's the count. And as you can see, unlike the last couple times, she was showing bunt like as soon as she walked in the box the last couple of times, and this time she was
to sacrifice all the way.
Yeah, she wasn't even trying to hide it. Like no. It was like, no, this is gonna. So, but she took that pitch on the outside. Is obviously Howler see if she could try to with a waste of pitch there and get that one there, but as good job staying alive there by Prito to foul that one away, as that keeps the count at 1-2. And it was last inning. The only hit of the game was a 1-2 count. Was Childers on that 1-2 count. So, the fact is, a lot of times you think, well, hits usually come on 3-1s and stuff, but it just seems like with Howler, you don't get a 3-1 count. She doesn't give you that opportunity. So you have to get hits when it's a 1-2 or a 2-2 or something like that. Almost a foul ball as it was a good effort trying to go opposite field there. Just couldn't quite get enough on it. Unfortunately for the Eagles, though, the first baseman just couldn't quite reach it. And so she will stay in this at-bat. Still 1-2 count, but she's able to at least foul a couple, keep herself alive. As Howler will peer in. And that ball is outside as well. And it's a 2-2 count. Good job. And good at-bat for Prito here. Starting 0-2 to have battled back to at least a 2-2 count. And with some nice foul-offs, doing a good job so far. As Howler gets the sign there, looks at her wristband, and as she throws it, and Prito, as that one, fortunately, just a little slow dribbler there to the second baseman, and so the Cougars were able to get one. Fortunately, Prito did a good job running off the line to make sure that there was not going to be a double play, because that would have been a killer there, obviously, if you give up a double play there. So, but on the fielder's choice, Prito still at first. So 1 out, 1 on with the top of the lineup coming up here. So, if there's a chance maybe for RCB to get that run, this probably is the best shot they've had to this point today. And that is right there. As obviously, I think we'll see if RCB is trying to crouch in, get in a little bit closer because of the fact that Howler's been working. That was an inside pitch, so a little bit something that she hasn't really been throwing as much today. She's been more working the outside of the plate, but that time she came inside. Got to keep people honest, right, with that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's for sure.
As Howler will take on, as Francesca will hit a little dribbler there, and if nothing else, I guess they were able to get. She was able to get the runner to second, so that will give at least put a runner in scoring position for Dunn. So
Alyssa, done.
2 down. So big at bat here because, I mean, what they always say that when it comes with baseball, softball, either of those games, 2 out RBIs are what wins games, right? You know, when you get that RBI with 2 down, you know.
Oh, yeah. Well, like Dave and I talked last ball game we did,
Yeah.
70% of most runs are scored with 2 outs.
Yep.
And it's amazing. He was amazed when we kept watching us.
Yep. I mean, like
A third out's hard to get sometimes.
Yep, it absolutely is. But, you know, it's because there's a pressure situation. So good job taking the first pitch, and Dunn will be up 1-0 in the count. Because, you know, obviously there's a pressure pack because, you know, you have to get a hit or the whole inning's over. But you're right, you know. Also it's pressure pack for the pitcher because they're like, hey, if I can get out of it. But then you try to be too perfect and you make a mistake. And that one just a little bit, it looked like a little bit early there on that one. Probably took a little bit off of that, and Dunn couldn't quite. So it's a 1-1 is the count. 1-1. As Wasp just got on my computer there. And that is she came it back inside. I think because she's done such a good job working outside, you're now seeing her try to use that inside, and RCB players are even jumping back a bit because they're crowding the plate a little bit more, and now, you know, and that's what you want to do as a pitcher. Always have the ability to go anywhere at any time, right?
That's correct. Yep.
As Dunn comes in, 1-2 is the count. Runner at second. And she's a little early on that one, and that will get the Cougars out of the inning as we will go to the top of the fourth, and it is still 1-0 Cougars. You're watching the Robert C. Byrd streaming network. And we're back as the Eagles are down 1-0 going into the top of the fourth as 2 great pitchers just doing, I mean, it's exactly what we thought it was going to be. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh, most definitely. When you got 2 of the premier pitchers in the state,
Yeah.
it pretty much going to dictate what takes place, and so far it has.
Yep. And, well, I mean, when it comes, baseball, softball, it's all about pitching. You know, when it comes down to it, that's the most important thing about the team. You know, you get a hot pitcher, and you know you can go far. And if your pitcher's a little off one day, that your season's over. You know, as it looks like Drain is coming up here, so we're at the 5 hitter here for the Cougars. Drain comes in batting 178 on the season with a on-base percentage of .351. So, I mean, you know, you think about how big a gap there is between those two. That means he's really good about working the counts and getting on base somehow. Yeah. And that's what you want, you know. I don't care how you get on base, just get on base, right?
Well, again, we talk about batting average and stuff, but I tell you what's very important and what they're looking at a lot today, colleges and high schools, is quality at bats.
Yep.
Taking a pitcher more than 6 pitches, that's a quality at bat.
Yep.
Sacrifice fly, bunts.
Yep. Absolutely, because those are
hard hit balls,
Yep.
hit behind the runners.
Yep. All those metrics come into play.
Exactly.
As actually she's now up 3-0 in the count. So I assume Alvar will come with a strike here to try to prevent her from just getting a walk. Another call. Actually, she's a little high there. So ball 4. So 4 straight balls, and and we have the leadoff batter is on base. So obviously dangerous situation for RCB here. So they're going to need to try to find. So 4 straight balls. What would you be saying to her after something like that? A pitcher after that. Just like that, get a strike.
Right back with a strike. Yeah, it's very Fran to throw 4 straight doesn't happen very often.
Yeah,
it
happens. You can
almost
I'd
say a whole season, no more than a handful.
Yeah. So it happens. Oh, she gets that
nice
down. Great bunt, and they're going to call it. She's safe at first, and that was incredible bunt there by the Cougars. See if I get that here. Unfortunately, I think I was a little late getting it, but I mean, it barely moved, but it hit at the perfect spot and just died right there. So
very well executed
by Rice there. So now it's first and second, nobody out, and the Cougars are in business. So if you're RCB, are you playing double play depth here, or are you just trying to see if you get that runner at third?
You almost have to stay double play. Corner's got to be looking for bunt.
As that goes over there, and that's a nice base hit there for the Cougars, as she nubs one just over the outstretched hands of the Eagles, and that will bring. So now it's bases loaded, nobody out. So if are you telling the infield though in such a game that's hard, you tell them to come home?
Come home, yeah. You got to come in.
You got to tell them. So bring in the infield and just tell them if you get it, you come straight home.
Yes. Yeah, you almost got to make the play at the plate. Cut your losses here.
Yeah. That ball is outside. Ball 1. So 1-0 is the count, as the Cougars got the walk, and then great bunt, and then just enough on the to get right above Mackenzie Davis. So that got them in business. So now 1-1's the count. Good pitch there by Alvaro. Obviously, the main thing you don't want to do here is you do not want to walk a run in. At least make this batter earn it. Whatever happens, as Lexi Owens comes as the batter, and she'll foul that back, and we're not getting that ball back for a while, as it's stuck in that netting at the top. Well, they're trying to get it. See if they can. They're just going to let it stay there. Hopefully, maybe a bird will come by and knock it down at some point. So that's 1-2. Well, if anyone knows where Spider-Man's at, maybe he can climb up there and get it. As 1-2 was the count. Now 2-2, as that ball was a little bit high. See if she can try to get her to chase there, because obviously a strikeout would be enormous right here for the Eagles, if they could get an out without giving up any type of. And that's high, so is 3-2 is the count. So full count. I guess you got to be very careful here, because you don't want to give her too good of a pitch, but you really can't throw a ball here, right?
Nope.
As she comes at her, and Owens does a good job of finding a way to just get enough to stay in this at bat, but just try at least not make it right down the middle, but just try to just off the plate to see if you can try to really frame it so that you force her to. But yeah, big pitch in this game, as in the top of the 4 is 1-0, and that is inside, and that will give the Cougars their second run of the game, as that will walk in and that was a good job by Owens, fouling off some pitches there to work the count, and it is now 2-0. It's still nobody out for as Shingleton, who last time got on with a nice base hit. And there's another base hit, and this one will send it off this gap here. And that will bring 2 in, and that was a nice job of hitting there by Shingleton. And that will get it up to 4 so it's now 4-0. Cougars with still nobody out, and the top of the lineup as Lambert comes into it. It is now 4-0, top of the fourth. And it's a good job going the opposite way there. I believe that's her a little bit high there. Second hit of the game. As you know, when you have a 9-hitter that's getting hits, it makes it really tough to beat a team. Lambert will foul that one back, and so that gives us, I believe, an 0-2 count. As Lambert will come in, and Alvara will try to see if she can minimize this as much as possible. Never mind, I guess it must have been 1-1, so it's 1-2 is the count. So 1-2 is the count. Lambert's in there, see if she can try to. That one's off. See if she could try to get her to chase, but couldn't quite get her there, and so it's 2-2. As Alvaro will see if she can try to get her to chase here. And there's another base hit just over Davis, and that will plate another run, as the Cougars are really cooking here in the top of the fourth, and still nobody out, and runners at first and third, and here comes Haller again to the plate. So if you're Cougars, are you, as soon as this ball is thrown, are you sending Lambert to second?
I think I would, yes.
And then, obviously, if that's what they're going to do, and RCB is going to concede and give Lambert second. So 1-0 is the count, as that was a ball on the outside, and Alvaro, but good job coming back there, getting that on the outside corner. It gets it a 1-1 count. So trying to battle back here. As still nobody out. 1-1 count. That one's outside, and Haller will take that, and that will be 2-1 count. Nobody out. 5-0 the score. As the Cougars are showing why they're 17-1 here. They are a very impressive team. As here comes another hard hit ball. Great job by the shortstop Dunn there to get the out, to get the first out of the inning. Concedes the run, but here you're just trying to minimize as much damage as possible, right?
Yeah, you need outs.
You need outs. Just got to get out of it, right? It's so,
Got to get out of it.
Yeah, so nice job. Dunn, who plays soccer as well, really good soccer player. Does a good job at, played a lot of sweeper last year, did a really good job. So here comes Alvaro. Throws a nice pitch there, gets ahead on the count 0-1, as is Williams. Alyssa Williams will come to bat. And that's foul back, and that will give us an 0-2 count, as Alvaro is up 0-2 in the count, one down. Be nice here if she could get a strikeout to keep that runner at third, at least try to keep that runner from scoring.
Yeah, you're starting to get close to that run roll.
Yep. So, as that ball's low, but 1-2, as obviously up 0-2, and that one I bet you probably slipped a little bit out of her hand. As you could tell, as soon as she threw it, she wiped down, because, obviously So now 2-2 the count, one down. And that's outside, and Williams battles back to a full count. And as big pitch here for Alvaro, if she can try to find a way to. You definitely don't want to give up another walk here. And great job to come back there. I think she crossed her up a bit, and she got right there, and that's the second out of the inning. And good job for Fran to find a way to get that second out without letting the runner from third score there.
Absolutely, because keep the damages to a minimum.
Yeah, I say right now you're just trying to minimize the damage and hope that, give credit to the Cougars. They've had some great at-bats this inning, but you know what? If it can happen to Alvaro, it can happen to Howler later. So you just try to minimize the damage and hope that you can have an inning here yourself coming up.
That's for sure.
So 2-0's the count as Roby is, and great pitch there to get back into this at-bat. So 2-1's the count. As the Eagles are trying to minimize the damage of this fourth inning, as the Cougars have already played 5 so far. And that's to the shortstop. Great job up with it quickly. That's good play there. She got good play by Dunn getting the last two of the 3 outs of the inning to help minimize the damage. And it is 6-0 still Cougars. As we go to the bottom of the fourth, you're watching the Robert C. Byrd streaming network. And we're back. Bottom of the fourth is now 6-0 as the Cougars scored 5 that inning. What did you think? How do you think the Cougars were able to find a way to get to have success last inning?
Well, they got the bat on the ball. That was the key. They weren't exactly hard hit balls, but base hit's a base hit, no matter if it's a little bloop over a third or whatever it might be.
Yeah,
the key is getting the bat on the ball and making things happen. So they've been, I think, just a little bit more aggressive in RCB today. Here we are now, and going into the fourth. This is Gina's second time at bat.
Yep.
When you limit a team to the number of times at bat, less likely you are to go get hit.
Yep.
You turn that lineup over, give a batter 4 or 5 times at bat, you're probably going to get a hit or 2.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. So RCB's hasn't been able to find any type of successes. I believe I only have them with having 1 hit today, right? That was Childers.
That's all I've got down so far.
So and no walks. So literally, two runners because the other runner reached by error. So 2 runners all game. It starts with that. As I'm appreciating how the RCB crowd is getting behind Gina here, letting her know, so down 0-1. Howler does a good job, as usual, staying ahead of the count. That one's outside, ball 1. 1-1's the count. So, the main thing you're just saying is just if you're RCB, be aggressive here and just, attack this pitcher, right?
Yeah, and the key is right now we got nothing on the scoreboard. We got to work to get 1, and then work to get 2, work to get 3. If you don't get 1, you wasn't going to win anyway.
Yeah.
So play it for 1 run at a time. You still got enough innings left.
Yep. Well, the good thing about softball, the clock doesn't run out. So until they make that last out, you're still in the game. They have to get that last out. So. Good pitch on the outside, though, for Howler. Gets up 1-2 in the count as Gina Alvaro will take that one low as that skips in, and now will give it 2-2 is the count. As I don't know if we've had anyone even get Howler's even gotten to a count where she's had 3 balls on someone all day. I mean, I just can't think of it off the top of my head. Maybe I'm wrong, but... Seems like at most you've gotten 2 balls out of her. Usually you don't get 3. And there's a nice little poke there. Gets down, and Gino takes a look, but good job with the left fielder there, Singleton, to get that in, and that will give... That's exactly what you want if you're RCB. Get that lead runner on, because, got to think last inning, the Cougars played 5. How did they do it? They got the lead runner on, and good things happen, So, good start for RCB.
Sometimes it could be contagious, too.
Yep, about ready to say it's Fred's. So, and obviously Gina, statistically being having the best season so far. She's one that you definitely want to see step up there and get that type of a hit. Just good job driving that one there. And so Hope, with Hope up here, now a lot of times if it was still a 1-0 game, you might think about a bunt, but I think, when you're down this many runs, you can't give up outs here. You gotta try to, you really need to have an inning. Like, you can't just scratch 1 or 2. You need to really try to get, what I'm saying, Yeah,
put some hits together.
Yeah. Because, before this, you could think, okay, we'll play small ball. If we can scratch 1, we've tied the game. Well, now if you only scratch 1, you only have 3 innings to go, and you're still down 5 at least. So, you got to. So, Hope's down 0-2 in the count as she digs in. As Howler will look at she works the ball against her hip. Does that little turn and then delivers. And it's outside. Good job, Hope, there. That was a really good pitch, and Hope did a great job of not chasing that. And so 1-2 is the count, as is 6-0 Cougars here in the bottom of the 4th. RCB does have a runner on, as Hope Vernon will try to keep somewhat of a rally going. As that will be fouled out of play, and that will go behind the bleachers, fortunately. And here comes the kids to run and get it. And hey, those balls are expensive. You gotta keep those. Though I have noticed, though, a lot of times the balls, like especially softballs, like as the game goes on, they get harder and harder to hit because they seem like they soften, and so like you don't, what I'm saying, like they don't seem to be as, especially in warm weather.
Yeah.
They don't have, like, it seems like the hardness of the ball kind of goes away, and so it's a lot harder to get a good stroke against it, But if you drive through a ball, it doesn't matter what the ball's like, it's going to work, right?
That's for sure.
As here comes Howler with the pitch, and that will be outside. Good job of taking another good pitch there by Howler. She's, especially with how effective she's been on that outside corner, trying to do those waste pitches out there is a really good idea. But fortunately for the Eagles, Vernon has not been fooled. As here comes the 2-2 count, she throws. And that one
pretty good pitch.
came
good
back.
to take.
Yeah. I think it was one of those situations where she was thinking outside, outside, outside. She comes back in like that, and, you know, you start seeing the outside a little bit more, and then you think, oh, that's going to be inside, and go, nope, it's right there. It's Childers, who has the other hit besides Gina Alvaro, who's on first, so one down. Bottom of the fourth as the Eagles are trying to make a rally here, down 6-0 to the Cougars. First pitch is up, and she checks her swing, and that is, and they appeal, and the ump says no, and so it is a check swing. So is 1-0 is the count to Childers. As Childers on the season is batting .212 with a on base percentage of .364, but she's but her on base plus slugging, which a lot of people say is the most important statistic, is .729. So that's really good. That's fouled away, so that will be make it a 1-2 count. One out. So Childers as Childers digs back in. We'll see what Haller does here. She tries to get her to chase, or she just see if she can come back in on this one. Try to get her to chase, but Childers did a good job leaving that there. Now, if you have a pitcher, a pitcher in the groove, do you ever tell your batters to, like, I don't know, take a little bit longer to try to mess with the timing a little bit between pitches, or?
I'll try to get him out of the rhythm a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you want to be comfortable too, though.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to do anything outside.
As a hitter, so.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a catch-22 there.
Yeah.
So, but good job keeping it. And I think, like I said, to the first time today. So according to the umpire, he's saying the count's 3-1. So so that means it's so. And like I said, the first time all game, I believe, as far as I can remember, and that's a ball there too, and that will be the first walk. So that is so. So only the fifth walk of the year surrendered by Haller. And she will, as Childers will go to first. And now runners at first and second, only one out as Junkins comes to the plate. So what are you trying to, what would you be telling, Junkins here to look for as she comes up here?
Well, something you can obviously get the bat on. This girl's been around the plate all day. That to walk to Childers, that wasn't really all that bad. I mean, Avery's the one got a hit earlier.
Yep.
One of the top hitters for Bird.
Yep.
Really not too big a deal to walk her at that point.
But
you're out 6-0.
Yep. But that was so a little bit of a miscommunication, it seemed like, there between the catcher and the pitcher, as that ball was high, so 1-0, and that it got by the catcher, so that let the runners move up a base. So now it's runners in scoring position with one out. So if RCB is going to make a move, this has to be the time, you'd have to think.
Got to get it down. Got to get it down if you're going to bunt.
Yep. So that one, she tried to bunt there, just couldn't get her bat on the ball, and so it's a 1-1 count now. 1-1, one out. Runners at second and third as RCB's down 6-0 in need of a big inning. Would you be going with the bunt here, or would you
consider it?
Yep.
No, not yet.
So as Haller looks in, as the third baseman's way up the line there, and that would be popped out of play. So now that gets it 1-2. So now the third baseman kind of goes back, because now she's got to think that they're not going to bunt with a 2-strike count. So.
Okay, we got to be aggressive here. Get the bat on the ball.
Yep.
Can't get caught looking.
You ever say yep. got to put this one in play. If nothing else, you put it in play in the right spot, you at least can get that first run across, and sometimes that's what you just need to see it just to believe it, you know. Ball. Kind of went between the two because I thought for a second there it looked like the umpire was going to call strike 3. And then
I thought he was going to ring her up, too.
Ring her up, and then he looked at it a little bit more. And
2-2.
2-2 is the count. Obviously, he thought the ball was a little low. You know, our perception, obviously, he's right there, and we're trying our best through a chain link fence to guess, but, so he's definitely got the better angle. She chases that one, and that will give us the second out of the inning, and that will bring Mackenzie Davis to the plate. As big spot here for Mackenzie. As base hit here scores 2, and those are definitely two runs you're going to need if you're going to try to find a way to come back in this ball game. As here comes Howler, comes to the plate. She looks in at Davis. Davis tried to get that one, just couldn't find it, and Ho wins the count. Here comes the second pitch here. And that's given long fly ball back. Foul and they call it a foul ball. She got something under that, but unfortunately just foul. Let's say. Yeah. Because I mean it was close. It was not way foul. So I'd say keep that swing if I were Mayor to Davis there. To straighten out a little bit and keep that swing. 3-run home run would be just what the doctor ordered, right?
That'd be sweet.
Yep.
Come on, baby. Come on.
Now, yeah, after that one, you're definitely going to – so that's a ball there.
Come on. Your turn now.
So –
get that ball out of here.
yep. As the press box is definitely trying to will Davis into a big hit here. As the count is 2-2. And that's outside. And so actually the count is now 2-2. My bad. The count is now 2-2. So as 2-2 count, 2 outs, so 2-2-2s, bunch of 2s.
Yep.
As
come on,
Mackenzie Davis, who also is number 2 sometimes. And that's low, so that's ball 3. So it's now a full count.
Oh, Doug, you love it.
Yeah. So I had to work the scoreboard at the baseball game recently. It's not easy. Like there's a lot of things we got to keep track of there. So, on the pitch, you gotta think on pitch. These the 2 runners are gonna go on this pitch because it's fire down the line. Here comes Gina Alvaro. Here comes Childers. Davis digs for second. What a big hit there! Just what they needed. As that gets RCB on the board. Little 2-out rally there. So what did Davis do so well there to be able to get that one right there?
Well, one is a full count, and the pitcher had to come back inside the plate with it.
Yeah.
So consequently, it advantaged pretty much a little bit to the hitter there. She turned on it real nice, pulled it inside the bag.
Yep.
For a nice double.
Yeah, and she, like I said early in the at bat, she got a nice long one that had she been straightened out a little bit more, would have been a 3-run home run. I had the distance, just
right,
a little bit foul, but
just a little bit ahead of it. That one there, inside pitch, so it had to be across the plate.
Yeah.
Consequently, it was advantage to the hitter.
Yep. So big hit there as RCB gets a couple back, but now 2 outs, runner at second. If you get hit here outside the infield and hit into the outfield, you're probably plating another one. So this is another big at bat with McAvoy here at the plate. As now it's an 0-2 count, 0-2, 2 outs. As like I said, you want to try to, because you got to try to have an inning here. See if you can cut this lead in half. It'd be great to at least cut it in half before going into the 5th here. So 6-2, the Cougars lead. 2 outs, 0-2 count for McAvoy. Howler comes, it goes through, and they call her safe, and yes, I believe she did beat that out. We'll watch the replay here, but I believe I thought she beat it.
Oh yeah, I think so too.
So you can watch it
Ball
yourself
deep in
here.
The hole. The girl made a nice play, but McAvoy's speed.
And also I think Davis did a good job of kind of standing there to kind of block the fielder there to prevent her from charging up maybe the way she would have wanted to. So
pretty good piece of base running.
Yep. So an infield single there. So now runners at the corner. So obviously still going here for the Eagles as Isabella Prito. And that will end the inning. Oh my, that's so disappointing because that was well hit. That if that doesn't hit her, that's a base hit. Because there's no way that such a tough way to end the inning. As we will take a break here, and we will go to the top of the 5. The Eagles trail 6-2. You're watching the Robert C. Byrd streaming network. And we're back as Robert C. Byrd trails 6-2 going into the top of the 5th. And good inning, good bottom half of the inning for the Eagles, as both teams had good innings, as the Cougars got 5 at the top of the 4th and the Eagles got 2 back. But, man, just heartbreaking the way that last inning ended with Prito with a good hit and just off the heel of the runner, and that ends the inning. It's tough when that happens, you know.
Yeah, it takes a good base hit away, and of course, the other runner scores. You don't know what's going to happen.
Yep. The
third out's hard to get.
Yep. Drain takes strike 1 here, and the importance of this half of the inning for the Eagles cannot. And great job there by Mackenzie Davis to stick with that and get over the Childers. Sometimes when you have any type of bobble, especially when you're infield, you panic. And the good thing she did there, she didn't panic. She found the ball, threw it over, got the out. Took her time.
Stayed with the play. Just as long as you keep it in front of you and knock it down and find it.
Yep.
Good throw.
And good throw over there, and good job. So big out there. Obviously, get that first out of the inning. Anytime you get that, and good job. And, as you mentioned, Alvaro might have a pep in her step because you get down 6-0 and your team hasn't really gotten a lot of offense, you think you start getting down. But you see them get some offense, you get a couple runs, you think, well, wait a second, if I can keep them here, maybe we can crawl back into this. If we don't give any more runs, we got 3 innings, we got 2 last inning, we get 2 next inning. we get to the following inning, it's a tie game going to the 7th.
That's exactly right.
So, obviously that's a tall order, and that's another foul back. Alvaro's up 0-2 in the count, as Rice was a little bit ahead of that one, it looked like, as Rice got a base hit last time, so she's 1 for 2 with a strikeout and a base hit so far. And she fouls off another pitch, doing a good job staying with it. The lefty. The only lefty on the field today, I guess, or the only one who is batting left-handed today. Though it would be unusual to have someone who bats right-handed and throws left-handed. Oh, and good job by Alvaro there, giving a little high heat, and she chased it, and that's another strikeout there. How many is that for Alvaro today?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Five strikeouts for Alvaro so far. So 2 up so far, 2 down. Let's see if we can make it 3 for 3 as Emily Brown steps to the plate, and that ball gets by her. And as I think Alvaro, after she threw some balls last inning, obviously gave up a couple walks, and I think she's just gonna come at these batters now. And that one, a little bit of a change up there when it got the runner to swing, the batter to swing a little bit early, and so now she's up 0-2 in the count. So looking to maybe throw one away here, you think, to get her to chase?
Not gonna be too good, yeah. A little out.
Yeah. 1-2 now. Though sometimes if you always go up 0-2 and then you throw away, then the batters will all be like, well, I don't have to swing. So every once in a while you want to just do that on an 0-2 pitch and that goes right back to Alvaro, who snaps it off and tosses it over, and that will be the end of the top of the 5th, as the Eagles will go into the bottom of the 5th, still down 6-2. You're watching the Robert C. Byrd Streaming Network. And we're back as the RCB trails 6-2, bottom of the 5th. But after that big top of the 4th, where the Cougars got 5 runs, RCB was able to scratch a couple last bottom of the 4th, and then top of the 5th, 1-2-3 inning, got a little momentum here. Top of the lineup. This is the time to make that move. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh, most definitely. Yeah, top of the lineup, 5th inning.
Yeah.
Make some things happen. That means they'll get back up again by the 7th when you want them up.
Yep. So Fran Alvaro will come in here as she will lead us off here. As Howler will look in. So far, Fran has flied out to second and let's see, and the
unassisted.
3 unassisted. So the first baseman unassisted so far. So 0 for 2. So she's due. She
got the bat on the ball.
Yep. And I say the other thing is, she's able to find a way to get the bat on the ball, and if you do that, good things happen. All right. So the first pitch is outside, ball 1. Howler will right off the plate there, and that's a 1-1. As he's been given that pitch though all game. It seems like that outside half seems to have always been there, and so 1-1. And Alvaro stays alive with that, and so it's a 1-2 count. As, you know, so now I have to battle back here. But, you know, the senior's been in this spot before, and she knows what to do in this shot, in this moment. As here comes Haller with the pitch. And that's a low ball. Good job. Way not to chase that, as Haller tried to get her to. So no outs, 2-2. As the Alvaro, the top of the lineup, leading off the inning. And great job there. She started to go, but held her up, and now we got a full count. So what would you be looking here if you were talking to Alvaro with a full count here?
Well, no, and she don't throw too many balls, so I'd be looking for something down in my hitting spot.
Yep.
2 strikes, you got to get the bat on the ball.
Yep. Oh, and that's well hit, but just foul, as that was well done going to opposite field, but just couldn't quite keep it in, as that was there. But she stays in it at least, so it's still 3-2. So obviously still get another shot at a and the thing is, right now, since you're down 4, you know, the main thing is you just want to get on base because, you know, you got to get multiple runs, you know. So, you know, a single, a walk, however you get there, you just got to get on that base.
Yeah, you can't score if you don't get on base.
Yeah,
got to get on base.
Even if you just put it in play, maybe you get an error and you get on base that way. That works just as well. So 3-2's the count. Haller, but with the nice change up there by Haller, and she gets Fran Alvaro swinging, and so that is the first out of the inning. So Alyssa Dunn, who is looking here to try to get her first hit of the game as she peers in. As it's still 6-2, now 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. And that ball is outside, but Dunn was not able to get to it, and so that's 0-1 is the count. So here comes the second pitch for Haller. And that will go to right, and it's what a catch there by the Cougars. That was I believe Singleton. Is that? Oh no, wait, that's Brown. Not Singleton. That's Brown. Sorry, Brown in right field. I believe Singleton was in right, and then they made the switch, and Brown, you know, got to tip your cap. You know, sometimes that's all you got to do. You just got to tip your cap. So here comes Gina Alvaro. Looking now, last inning she started the rally by getting a base hit. So obviously, if you're RCB, you'd like to see if you could get one here to keep the rally going. And that is on the ground past the pitcher to second, and Gina will beat it out to first as a nice infield single. And that's, hey, you know, however you get it on there, that's how you do it, you know.
Yeah, that's for sure. That was a good piece of hitting on
her part. Go right back up the middle. Obviously, the pitcher, there's a big, you know, the way the fielders are playing, they're both way out in the gaps there, so the middle's open. So if you don't hit it right at the pitcher, it's probably going to be a base hit, and that's what happened. As the pitcher couldn't react to it, got right by her, and so here comes Hope Vernon. That one, she's giving that one a ride, but unfortunately, I think that's going to be caught there by the left fielder, and that will end the inning as the Eagles will go into the top of the 6th, down 6-2. You're watching the Robert C. Byrd Streaming Network. And we're back. Top of the 6. Cougars lead 6-2. Robert C. Byrd trying to come back as a couple of nice, great play by the right fielder last inning for the Cougars, prevented a base hit for Dunn, and then the last, and Gina Alvaro. Was that Gina who ended last inning? I believe for the Eagles.
Brown,
no, it was Hope.
Hope.
Hope was it. Sorry, Hope had the fly ball. Sorry.
Gina had the base hit.
Yeah, that's right. Gina's got 2 of the back-to-back base hits. So
2 to 5 hits so far.
Yep. But as Hope had just a little under it, if she could have just dipped her shoulder a little bit more, that's going over the left fielder, maybe even out of the park, but just couldn't quite get there. Obviously, game of inches, 1 inch here, 1 inch there, where you hit the ball and it goes from a little dribbler that's an easy play to a rocket that scores 2, right?
That's for sure. You talk about last inning, I feel sorry for the Dunn girl. I mean, she's hit some good shots. The little girl made a heck of a play in right field there, made a nice catch. Again, a lot of hitters. The ball falls in for a base hit.
Yeah. I mean, you always feel bad when somebody, even when it's your team that you obviously love it when you make the play, but you always feel bad for the other batter, even if it's not the team you're rooting for. Like, man, you got robbed.
Yeah.
like you should have a hit. So 1-0 the count as that ball's high as Lexi Owens steps in, and that's 2-0 is the count. As Alvaro, once again, we talked about how last half inning she had a good 5th with a 1-2-3 inning, and there she hits it back to the pitcher. Fran does a good job. And she gets her just in time. As so it was, Fran gets it, drop. I mean, it was well hit at her, and then Childers does a good job of. Even though it fell out of her glove, she used her bare hand and grabbed it bare hand to make sure she got it before the runner got there. Just barely, but hey, barely's good enough for an out. So,
It goes down 1-3.
Yep, exactly. So, Katie Shingleton, who's had a couple really good at-bats, has done a great job going to right field for the Cougars. I believe she's 2 of 3. Is that correct? For
2 of 2.
Oh, 2 of 2.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, because she's the one. Yep. So 2 of 2. So obviously she's had when you have a 9-hitter hitting like that, that's what that's how you win a lot of games right there.
Oh yeah, turn that lineup over, give your top hitters,
leadoff
hitters back up to bat.
Mm-hmm. As Singleton now is down 0-2 here, as I know a lot of coaches, because it used to be the old adage was, when it came to your 9-hitter, it was not usually one of your better hitters. But I know on I think the Robert C. Byrd team, I think one of the guys has the baseball team. Sorry, one of their higher on base guys for on base percentage is actually the 9-hitter. So it really turns that lineup over. Oh, she got her the chase, and that will get a. As soon as she went, she could tell how frustrated she was that she went, but yet she went, and that was, hey, she's had a great game, but good pitch by Fran there, got her to chase it, and now we go, so 2 outs, top of the 6 here, as the top of the order comes up, but that's the difference between maybe a big inning is when you have those 8-9 hitters. At the 8-9 hit, the one inning that they scored a lot, the 8-9 hitters both got on, and that's why they were able to score 5 that inning. That was one of the big parts, is that bomb of the lineup really turned it over to the top and gave them a lot. This time, good job for Alvaro to get the bomb of the lineup. So now there's nobody on, 2 outs as we go. As Lambert will hit it back to the pitcher, and that she'll throw it over to Childers, and that will get us to the bottom of the 6 as RCB another 1-2-3 inning, 6-2 though the Cougars lead. You're watching the Robert C. Byrd streaming network. And we're back as Robert C. Byrd trails here 6-2 in the going into the bottom of the 6th as Avery Childers is coming up to bat. She's had a good day so far, 1 for 1 with a single and a walk. So far has found a way to get on base against Haller here, which is a big feat. RCB wants to come back in this game. They really need her to get on here again to get to ignite another possible big inning, right?
Oh, that's for sure. And it's pretty good when leading off here. So hopefully she can make something happen. And the bottom of the order, like I say, has been contributing too. So we're looking forward to that.
Yeah. Get
us back in this ball game.
If I say all the hitters have seen, as the game has gone on, as they've seen Haller more, you can tell that they're starting to figure out a little bit better. I mean, obviously, the reason she's where she is because it's a fantastic pitcher. But as you see her more, the better hitters are going to find ways to figure out how to get to that.
Right. You limit the looks. It's a lot harder to get a hit, but.
That's
more
one of the
times at bat. That's gives you a lot more confidence, like you said. Seeing a lot more pitches go a long way for you.
As Childers will foul the first one back. As Childers comes up to bat here with down 4, trying to lead a rally here, and then she will foul that one back again as it's 0-2 is the count. As Haller's coming right at her, as. Obviously, probably because she's like, you got one of my 5 walks all year. I'm not walking you again. You're gonna.
That's right.
She's like, yeah. Now it's maybe a point of pride. Like, I'm gonna come at you now. But so 0-2's the count as Avery leads off the inning. As Haller does her little turn, comes in, and that ball is outside, and. But I mean, the thing about her is even the pitches she misses, they're enticing. They're to get people to chase. She's there's a reason she is one of the better pitchers in the state of West Virginia, at least in my opinion. As Avery Childers will dig in again, as Haller will come in and throw another pitch, and that will go off as a little dribbler to the shortstop, and they will get her at first. Good play by the shortstop there, as
next up for the Eagles, Ava Junkin.
And just couldn't quite leg it out there for Childers, but it's a good effort.
Well, got the bat on the ball and put it in play.
Yep.
I mean,
I'm going to say had she not come up clean and thrown it right where it's supposed to be, that she's probably getting on because she didn't beat her by much. As Junkins comes in, and she couldn't quite get to that one, as that will be strike 1. 1 down. RCB trails 6-2, bottom of the 6th. 0-1 count on Junkins. Has another strike there as she goes right at her. So far, I guess she's through that 1-0-2, but Haller's definitely coming at him. And maybe that was the idea. It's like, hey, we're up 4, come at them, and if they get hits, they get hits. But, we're not going to give them anything, especially when you have a big run lead. Nice hit there, and it's fair for Junkins. Junkins digging for 2. And she will get in there. Great job by Junkins there as she lifts it up. But, we talk about with Haller, she doesn't throw many balls, but when you keep around the strike zone all the time, that's what might happen, and you do that, right?
Yeah, that's for sure. A good piece of hitting on Junkins' part, getting the bat on the ball, put it in play, standing on second now. Yep.
Got right over the third baseman there, Lexi Owens. Just well-hit ball, and it was just a matter if it stayed fair or not. Once it stayed fair, you knew that, especially with Junkins' speed, that she was going to get second. So now RCB's got a little something working here with Mackenzie Davis coming up to bat as RCB with 1 out, runner on second. as Davis hits one hard. And I believe last time, Davis got a hit last time and got the hit that was well hit, but had one that, while foul, it was long enough to be out of here. If I remember correctly, last time that was Davis, right, who hit the one out. So obviously, she's starting to put some good bat to the ball here, and so hopefully she can find a way to do it again and put this one in play. And that they call that there for a strike, as it's 0-2 so it's 0-2 the count, one out here as Davis is at the plate, trying to see if she can get another hit here. And she holds up there. And as she throws it back there, so 1-2 is the count. As good job there for not chasing, Davis not chasing there, so 1-2, one out. Runner on second. RCB definitely needs to scratch a couple here, I think, to give themselves a chance going into the seventh. But the off speed, she's a little ahead of it, and she swings and misses. Strike three. Good pitch by Haller. Obviously, she threw a lot of fastballs, so that changeup was a nice look there to try to get her to get ahead of it. Worked out for Haller.
Yeah, being ahead of the count, good pitch to throw.
Yeah. As here comes Chloe McAvoy. Big spot here in a way, because one, you got a runner at second with good speed. So if you get a base hit here, you're probably plating at least a run. Okay. The other thing is, you're the 8 hitter. The 9 hitter's coming up. So that means if you get a hit, if you get on base here, that means you're probably going to have the top of the lineup to start the 7th inning when you really need a rally. So you really want to have that happening at least.
Yeah, that's for sure. Get it back up there where you get your hitters coming up. But bottom half is doing a good job.
Yeah, absolutely. As Junkins is safe at third, as they steal there. Good job by Junkins sliding in safe, getting down. As now it is, I believe 1-2 is the count. So, and here comes here comes Haller as McAvoy there was able to foul that one away. She stays in it, so it's still the count remains 1-2. As once again, though, I believe it was a 1-2 count that Junkins was able to take there. So, and I know a couple times we've gotten her on 1-2 because she likes to stay around that strike zone. It's a lot easier to turn on those, right?
That's for sure.
And we will. That ball's high, and that will give a 2-2 count. As Junkins is obviously looking to see if any ball gets past the catcher there. The other thing you would say, though, so far when it comes to pass balls, I believe we've had one pass ball the entire game both ways, so very clean in that regard when it comes to the Eagles and the Cougars.
Yeah, when you get that kind of pitching, you don't have too many pass balls.
Yeah. As 2-2's the count with 2 outs, so a bunch of 2s, and McAvoy fouls it off again, and we'll keep going. Quality at bat, right?
That's for sure. She's got battling hard here.
Yep. Because sometimes you can get the pitcher frustrated, and the pitcher's like, well, then I'm just going to go right down the middle and just go at her, and then that's when the mistake comes and you can get into one.
That's right.
Because you're like, oh, I'm right there. I should have this out, and then. So we'll see what happens here as Haller will try to get, and McAvoy, good flare there, but just couldn't keep it fair, and that will go out, and it will still, but once again, still 2-2 count, staying in it. What
Good battle.
Good battle. You know, what you got to do is if it's a pitch that you think might be in the strike zone but isn't your pitch, you foul it off until you get your pitch and then you drive it.
Keep wasting until you find the one you like.
Yep. So here comes 2-2 with 2 outs, and the off speed there gets will end the inning as RCB strands a runner at third, and we go into the top of the 7th with the score Lincoln 6, RCB 2. And we're back as we go into the top of the 7th, last inning. Well, in theory, I guess. You never know. If RCB can tie it here, we might have extras. But the last inning of regulation as RCB trails 6-2 against the Lincoln Cougars. If you are the RCB coach, what are you telling your team going into this last inning?
Well, for obviously right here we got a good defense, get 3 outs, and then come back to bat and see what we could do.
As Lincoln with Howler, their best hitter, coming up. So obviously, if you're RCB, this is a big at bat because if you can get her, you get that. You don't give up the leadoff hit, the leadoff runner, which is always key. And of course, you get by their arguably best hitter. But at the same time, if you're Fran, you're being a little careful because, this girl knows how to drive one. Her OPS, I believe, is over 1.7. So far she's being very careful with her. It's now 3-0 is the count. So 3-0 is the count.
Being cautious, not give her anything to
drive. And that one's on the corner there as Howler was probably going to take, unless, of course, it was right down the middle. But, so that was a good pitch by Alvaro in the strike zone, but not a meatball, I guess you might say. But that one is outside, and that will be a walk for Howler that might have been part of the strategy, though, was, you'd see if you can get her to chase, but if she doesn't, hopefully we can strand her on the base pass. So as Williams comes to the plate, try to put a rise ball there, but Williams does a good job holding back, and it is 1-0 is the count. Now this is a big one because you can't afford another walk to walk a run into. Oh, this is long, great catch there by Hope Vernon, the left fielder. Fantastic job. Let's see if we can get that here. Unfortunately, I think the way our camera's set up, we may not be able to get to see the actual. No, yeah, unfortunately, we don't get to see the actual catch. But it was great jump off the ball. I mean, if she doesn't get a good jump, then that's a hit.
Oh my, yeah, that's obviously going to be to the fence, probably 2 bases.
Yep, that little nubbler up, that's going to go foul, and so as 0-1 is the count. As Roby is up to bat as the cleanup hitter here. As obviously if you're RCB, they look like she's looking at her wristband, so maybe they're going to try something here. Maybe a hit and run. Actually, it was a bunt. So I guess that's the hard part, is that if you see someone actually look and check their wristband, you start thinking, well, wait, if it's a regular hit, like swing away, they're probably not checking their wristband. So you always get I guess that's the one thing.
Yeah, you got to give signals each time to not allow them to
I say, I would tell.
It makes it kind of obvious.
I say the one thing I would tell my players is whether it's swing away or not, you always check your wristband. Like every time, just check it. Even if it's obvious that it's going to be just look down at it. So at least they think you're looking at it, and then
right.
Then that way when you do look down at it for something else, people don't know. Hey, maybe they're doing something here. So that was so it was looking for a bunt there. And still looked the bunt there, but she pulled back, but it was on the inside of the plate, strike 2. So now I assume it'll go back to she'll probably be a swing away with 2 strikes now. And that ball is high, and Roby does a good job of holding up, and so the count is 2-2 with 1 out. Howler is on first. Hope Vernon did a great job, probably, if not saving a run, at least preventing a second and third with no outs right now, which more than likely would lead to a run. So so now 3-2 though. So big pitch here because a ball or a hit here gets you runners first and second and 1 out. So you're in business if you get. And Roby does a good job fighting that one off, and that will. She'll stay in the at-bat as full count. One down here. As here comes, as Fran will throw another pitch, and that one is fouled behind us. As little bit late, was just a little bit late there, and so she fouled it back. But we talk about it on the other side with RCB. You foul off the pitches until you get the one you like, and then you hit it.
Yeah, quality at bat by this young lady. She's hung in there tough.
Yep. Ooh, that's well struck,
Foul.
But that will be foul. As
good battle with this young lady.
Yep.
She's
yep. She was on it just a little bit, just turned on a little early, and that caused it to go foul. But as there's a reason she's in the cleanup spot. She's someone that is expected to be able to get hits with runners on base to bring them in. As Alvaro will throw here, and that as McKenzie tips it, but unfortunately it was a well hit ball though by Roby, and there's not much anyone could do unless it literally just webbed right into her glove. It was going to be a base hit. So. Well hit by Roby, but she did do a good job because that's on the down the line. If it gets past her, maybe you're talking about second and third instead of first and second.
Yeah, that's for sure. You got 2 on now and only 1 out. 1
out, and so if you are McKenzie, obviously if you get the ball here, you just walk over that to third base there and touch it because that's the play now. With
anything back to the pitcher, go to third.
Third, yeah. Hey, if you're the batter, I think for the most part, if you're Lincoln, you'd like to tell this batter if she can to try to go to right, so that to prevent, because if you go to the right side, then there's no chance of probably getting the person at third. They're gonna get over as Drain here battles in it, as it's a 1-2 count for Drain. RCB trails 6-2, 1 out. Runners on first and second. As Alvaro will throw here, and that ball is up as it looks like Junkins as that infield fly rule. So even if she hadn't caught it, that would still have been an out. So obviously, the reason for that, for those that may not know, is because sometimes like second basemen would just drop those intentionally and try to turn a double play. Because obviously, if you're at first and second, you can't really run because So the idea is to prevent that. So 2 outs, but good job getting that infield fly. As here comes 20, and so. Obviously big here, try to get this out here and then go into the bottom of the 7th, down 4 to try to scratch one out. But so Rice is back up here. Rice is 1 for 3 today, is that correct?
Let's see, strikeout, base hit. Yeah,
One for 3. So Rice comes in 1 for 3. As she she turns on that one and puts that out of play. It's counts 1-2 with 2 out. As Alvaro is trying to get out of this inning to give her team a chance in the bottom of the 7th. The senior, last time she'll ever step on, possibly, I guess you don't know with how sectional seedings and things happen in the sectional, but possibly the last time she'll ever step on the mound here at RCB. As 2-2, I believe, is the count. As they're taking a.
Come on, Fran.
That's Fran. Fran throws there. He gets it. Fran tries to get as she digs. Unfortunately, it was just that little nubber in that no man's land. Fran couldn't quite got a bad hop, and that happens sometimes, unfortunately. So now the bases are juiced for Brown. So I think any chance RCB has of winning this game, they have to get Brown here. Wouldn't you agree?
I would say so, yeah. It's just a young lady here's 1 for 3.
Yeah. It's unfortunate.
Twofer.
As Brown fouls that one back, so Alvaro's up 0-1 in the count. As the Cougars have bases loaded, and Alvaro, nice job on the rise ball, got her to chase, and strike 2 on Brown. So now 0-2. So do you throw one away here, or do you still come at her?
I'll go at her. Nope.
I guess she got her to chase on the high one last time, so she thought maybe let's try that again.
Yep.
Didn't quite get it, though. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. So we got 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the top of the 7th. And that's another high one. She takes that one, too. So now it's 2-2-2. 222. As the Cougars lead 6-2 in the top of the 7th. And great pitch by Alvaro there. She gets the strikeout. How many strikeouts is that for Alvaro today?
7.
7 strikeouts. So that's her 7th strikeout. And we go into the bottom of the 7th with RCB needing to rally, down 6-2. You're watching the Robert C. Byrd Streaming Network. And we're back as Robert C. Byrd trails 6-2 into the bottom of the 7th as Isabella Preto's coming up the bat. She's 0 for 2, but the last one was just just so unlucky because she hit a screamer down the first base line, but just nicked off the heel of her teammate, and that caused it to be an out, which unfortunately cost RCB a run because with a runner on third, there's no way that wasn't going to at least plate that runner. And ended that. So we got the 9-1-2. So we've talked about this game, how important that 9 here to turn it over, and especially if you're going to have a big rally here, you got to get base hits, right? I mean, that's all it's about. Base hits
here we
are.
are at, bottom of the seventh. It's you got to get runs one at a time, and hopefully you can work your way back.
And the other thing is, if you're running, be cautious on the base pass if you do, because unless you are the fourth run, the tying run.
Yeah.
If you're the first runner on there, you can't tie the game. All you can do is get yourself out. So just station. A lot of times they talk about like station to station. Unless it's obvious, you don't go. Because you don't want to make any outs on the base pass. So 0-1 is the count as she got her to go early, as that one's outside. Ball one, so it's 1-1's the count. As Isabella Prito will try to see if she can lead in Robert Seabird rally. Staying in her way is Haller and the Cougars. As the second one, that's a second strike there. So 1-2 is the count. Nobody out. This is the first batter of the inning. RCB needing 4 runs this inning to extend, 5 to win. So big bat, just got station to station. As that good job watching that one go by. Didn't chase it. 2-2's the count. Yep. Got to protect the plate here. Just if you see something you don't like, foul it away, and then wait till you see something you like and drive it. As Haller will step in, she peers in, has the signal, and that is fouled back. But once again, staying alive. Good at bat. Was it probably about 6 pitches by now, right? So good solid battle. Good quality at bat.
So she could win this battle.
Yep. See if she can find a hit. Or nothing else. Put it in play. Make the defense have to make a play on you. And they call strike 3, and that's it. 1 down.
Next up, the Eagles, Fran Alvaro.
And that, as Alvaro will step in. And 1 down. So top of the lineup. Only 1 down, though. So if you're going to make a run, this is it. As Howler peers in. So what are you telling your batters right now as they go up in this type of situation, being down 4 and needing all these hits?
Well, you got to be aggressive. Just refuse to make it out. Go get on any way we can.
As I said, the one good thing about softball, there's no clock. So, it's not like they can the Cougars could just run out the clock against us. They gotta actually get us out, right?
That's for sure.
So 1-1 is the count. So 1-1, 1 out, nobody on. RCB trails by 4, 6-2 in the bottom of the 7th. Foul, just foul. I mean, we talked about, game of inches before, but an inch the other way, and that's a fair ball.
Definitely, it was very close.
Yeah,
good.
As Fran, possibly playing her last game here at home, trying to extend this one. As she'll look and get the 1-2 pitch. She'll take that low, ball 2, so 2-2 is the count. 1 out. See if she can turn on one here. This is where you want your leadoff on at the plate. It's in these type of situations. that one gets the nice job by the shortstop over to the first baseman, and that will be the second out of the inning, as Robert C. Byrd is now down to 1 out. So as the Cougars 1 out away from this sectional victory. But, like I said, like you said, just refuse to get out. They still got to get you out, so be aggressive.
Yeah, it was a good at bat by Fran. Just right at the shortstop, made a nice play.
Yep. And like I said, a few pitches earlier had one nice hit by Dunn, and that is gone as to the right center field. As there you go by Dunn. That was big there. And that's what you want to see going into the postseason and stuff like that, the long ball, And even talk about how well Dunn has hit lately, and that showed it right there. She's been so unlucky. I mean, one of the times she had that one where the girl did a diving catch to get it. So, it's good to see her get a hit.
Probably anybody more deserving, it was her.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
She got robbed on one, so it was good to
see her bust out.
I would say she just said, right fielder, I don't think you're getting this one. And she didn't. So, hey, so RCB now only down 3. So that's one as Gina Alvaro will come to the plate, and she tips that one back, foul, so 0-1 the count. But once again, you said they still have to get her out. They've gotten 20 of the 21 outs they need, but they have to get that 21. So just if they don't get it, you can still win.
Oh yeah.
So see if we can have 2-out Lightning here, as she's once again that change-up just has been deadly. When she's come with it, it's RCB's had really trouble trying to hold up.
I'd almost come right back with it.
Yep. So 1-2 is the count. 1 strike away from a victory. But I've seen it before where a team's been 1 strike from a victory and it all goes wrong. So we'll see how this happens. And she gets it on the ground, goes to the shortstop. The shortstop will eat it, and she's on. So, as you say, you put the ball in play, and that's what happens sometimes. She hit it well. It was kind of a mid-hop to the shortstop, and the shortstop just couldn't quite corral that one.
No, it didn't hold. And a tough play.
Yeah, it would have been a tough play. I mean,
ball was hit hard into the hole. We go at the back end.
Yeah, sure. I mean, that's a play that very few shortstops can make, and even those who can make it don't make it consistently. So, as Hope has a good swing there, but just fouled back. As there's a reason we have a fence back here, or there'd be a lot of damage certain places. As Hope is down 0-1 the count, 2 outs, runner on first, down 3 runs, as the Eagles are trying to make a little bit of a rally going. As that would go to the shortstop. That's off the shortstop. Another hard hit ball. And they will keep, as that one really bounced up on her, and it's still going. And now the tying run is at the plate. That's all you can do is get that. You just want to make sure at least you get that tying run to the plate, because now, we've had 1 home run, and we know Childers has that ability. If she can get into one, we could be tied here. But at the same time, I know you want to be. A lot of times you're thinking that, but as a player, you got to be thinking base hit, base hit, base hit.
Hit the ball hard.
Just hit the ball hard. If it's a single, that's great. If it's a double, if it ends up being a home run, that's fantastic. But just hit the ball hard, and that will be fouled back. As Childers is 2 for 3 on the day, or no wait, 1 for 2 with a walk. My bad. So Childers is 1 for 2 with a walk right now. And last time she hit a decent ball to the shortstop and just barely was thrown out on that one. So she's had a good beat on Howler today. As 0-1 count, ball outside, 1-1. As RCB with the down 3, but with the tying run at the plate as runners are on first and second. And like we talked about with the people on base, unless you know you're going to make it, you hold up because you're not the tying run.
No,
now, Childers, if Childers gets on base, she can be a little bit more aggressive because her run really matters. But the other two, unless you can get Childers across as well, they don't matter.
That's right.
So 1-2 the count as another foul ball there as Childers is going through her routine here. As she'll step in here. So 1-2, 2 outs. Avery Childers at the plate. 2 on, 2 out. 3-run game. So Childers represents the tying run. As the pitch is in, and swing and a miss, strike 3, and that will do it as the Lincoln Cougars will win this game 6-3 against the Robert C. Byrd Eagles. So congratulations to the Cougars on a well-played and on their victory. But you know what? If you're RCB, I'm sure there are a lot of positives to take away from this. For example, the fact is you were down 6-0, and you got the 6-3 with the tying run at the plate. So you didn't quit, right?
Oh, I mean, yeah, most definitely. And battled back. I mean, chipped away. This is a tough pitcher to get 3 runs off of. You look at their scorebook. You don't see too many teams scoring 3 runs off her. Yeah,
very. So there's a reason her ERA was sub-1. I mean, that means that in most games she wasn't in most games she maybe gave up 1 run. So 3 is actually a high game for her. But with sectionals coming up, the fact is if you're gonna get to state, you're gonna have to beat this team. So it's good to see this, and the fact that you had some successful at-bats as the game went on. Maybe you know her a little bit better. When you go in, if you do see her, because you know you're going to see her, then maybe it makes the game a little bit different next time.
Oh, it's most definitely. More looks you could see of a pitcher, the more likelihood you get hits in the future. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be a lot of real fun sectional.
Yep. And before we get off, we just want to say thank you to Fran Alvaro. As we said, this is senior night, and just looking at the way things are shaping up, it looks like this might be her last home game for RCB. So we just want to say thank you for all the efforts and all that she's done for the program these last few years and all she's done for it. So
most definitely. Not only is she a good athlete, but also a good student, mm-hmm. and it's amazing how that goes hand in hand, but she deserves everything she's gotten so far, and she's got a bright future if she decides to play in college, and we really want to wish her the best.
Yep. According to the announcer, she is planning on playing at Alderson Broadus next year, which I think is a really good spot, and that's usually a pretty good program over there in Philippine. So is there anything you'd like to add before signing off?
No, not really. I want to thank you for the opportunity to work with you this evening, and this is fantastic. We get to live stream these games. Wish I had that when I coached back in the day, but then again, we didn't have all the technology back in that time. Yep. And just fantastic for the kids that people have the opportunity to go back and look at the games.
Yep, absolutely. So signing off, my name is Stephen Kennedy here with Rabbit. The final score was Lincoln 6, RCB 3. Have a great night.